Good morning everyone. This video is for the students of class 7th subject English. In this video we shall read our lesson number 4, that is The Cop and the Anthem, from our book An Alien Hand, and this is my lecture number 1. So before reading the chapter we should know the main characters in the story. Soapy. Soapy is the main character of the story, The Cop and the Anthem. The whole story is revolving around him. Policeman. We count 6 cops or 6 policemen in total throughout the story. Waiters, like the cops. Okay, similarly like policemen, the waiters are also nameless and we will call them just waiters. The lady. The lady is the only female in the story and she provides a little comic relief. The judge. The judge sentences Soapy to jail at the very end of the story. So these are the main characters of the story, The Cop and the Anthem. So what is the theme of the story? The theme is freedom and confinement. The Cop and the Anthem is about a free man, Soapy, trying to get thrown in jail. Over the course of the story, the Soapy begins to discover that he is a prisoner of his own mind and that he can choose a better life. So basically the theme of the story is freedom and confinement. This story talks about a free man who is Soapy and who always tries himself to get thrown in the jail. Why he wants so, we will read in the story. By better, we mean a better life where he has more freedom and control. When Soapy has a change of heart, he sees work as a way to achieve this freedom and control. So in this story, we will read that first of all, Soapy is a person who always wanted to go in jail instead of doing hard work. But suddenly his heart changed and then he realized that work is the only way to achieve freedom and control. Sure, he will have to answer to a boss, but it will be worth it to have more freedom and feel good about himself. Okay, working and getting freedom and control will surely lead to answerable to a boss. If we want to live freely, if we want to control our lives, that means we have to answer several people in our life. But whatever we will get from that, that have more freedom and feeling of confinement. Okay. So the introduction of the chapter is, the story is about a boy named Soapy. He is homeless and poor and wants a place to stay in the cold winters of New York. So basically the whole story of The Cop and the Anthem revolves around a boy whose name is Soapy, who is very poor and homeless. He always wanted to search a place to stay during cold days of New York. His yearly ritual is to go to prison for those few months. Okay, so what was his ritual? It was his ritual that for spending his cold days, he would always go to prison for few months. Thus, he tries to commit some petty crimes. These don't succeed and he ends up regretting the way his life turned out to be and decides to make some changes for the better. Then later on, after trying, he don't succeed. And then at the end he realizes that he has to make his life better. And for that he decides to make some changes. At that moment, a policeman catches him and he is sent to jail by the judge for a period of 3 months. Okay, so basically this is the introduction of the chapter. Now we shall start reading our chapter. Now we shall look on the key points of the story. Through these key points we will read the story. So the first key point is, Soapy is a homeless and jobless man. Winter is approaching and Soapy needs to find a place to stay. Soapy decides at last. Soapy does his best to be on the wrong side of the law, he tries 3 tricks, all in vain. He has a fear that no cop will ever catch him. Soapy tries to get arrested twice again but fails. Soapy is reminded of his childhood home and mother and resolves to turn his life around for good. Feeling an arm on his shoulder, Soapy finds a cop with whom he gets into trouble. So these were the key points. Now we shall read the summary of the chapter. The first key point is Soapy is a homeless and jobless man. So the story begins with the third person's point of view about a man named Soapy. He lives in Madison Square, where Soapy lives. He lives in Madison Square, an area in New York known to have a lot of homeless people. Soapy is dirty and unkempt and is very negative. So basically the story begins with a third person's point of view about a man Soapy. According to the third person's point of view, Soapy lives in a Madison Square, which is an area in New York where a lot of homeless people live. Soapy is dirty according to him and he is unkempt and is very negative. What do we mean by unkempt? Unkempt means not tidy. Okay. So according to the third person's point of view, Soapy lives in a place where a lot of homeless people live. He is very dirty and he is not tidy and he is very negative from his thoughts. The second key point is winter is approaching and Soapy needs to find a place to stay. Soapy realizes that winter season is approaching because of the few signs like the birds flying south, the desire of the people to buy warm coats, and the shivers that the cold brings to one's body. Now, Soapy lives in a place where a lot of homeless people live. Now, suddenly he realizes that winter season is approaching because of some signs. What were those signs? Birds started flying towards south. People now started desiring to buy warm coats, and there was a little shivering that the cold brings to one's body. Okay? Soapy has stuffed newspapers in his thin coat and pens for warmth. But those are not enough in the cold weather and will definitely not be when winter actually arrives. So what Soapy did, he has stuffed a newspaper in his thin coat. His coat was so thin that it was unable to prevent Soapy from the cold. So he stuffed a newspaper in his coat and pens for warmth. But those are not enough in the cold weather and will definitely not be when winter actually arrives. Okay? In order to survive this season, Soapy has to find a place he could stay and keep warm during the cold months. Now what happened? Soapy was not having sufficient warm clothes to keep himself warm. So what he did, he stuffed newspapers in his coat and his pants so that he could be live carefully. He would live peacefully. But that was not enough. Newspapers would not prevent him from the cold. So in order to survive that season, he decided that he would find a place to stay during cold days and would prevent from cold months. Soapy decides at last. Soapy is a lazy and proud character. Okay, he is so lazy and he is very proudy. He needs a place to go for the winter, or he wouldn't be able to survive in the New York cold. Now he was in need to get a place where he could spend his cold days. He has options like shelter homes, which provide a place to stay for the homeless of the city, but he doesn't want to go there. So he has several options where he could spend his cold months. First option was shelter homes, where a lot of homeless people live. But Soapy doesn't want to go there. So what was the reason that Soapy doesn't want to go in shelter homes? The reason for this is his pride. He knows he will have to contribute to the shelter and clean himself up. Now he wants to get a shelter, but he doesn't want to work. He also knows that the social workers will ask questions about his life. He didn't want to go in shelter homes because he knew that he has to work himself there, and many social workers would ask questions from him about his life. Even if these questions are so that they could help him, he finds this extremely personal and obstructive. And Soapy doesn't like it that anybody questions him about his life. So he didn't want to go in shelter home. So this was the first option of going shelter home. The other option which he chooses every year is to go to prison. Okay, so the second option was go to prison. This he chooses every year. This option is to commit some petty crime so that the judges would send him to jail for a few months at Blackwell Islands prison, where he can live in warmth with food for the winter months. So what he always chooses to go to prison. For going to prison, what he does, he commits some petty crime and then judges send him jail for few months where he could spend his cold winter months with warmth and along with food. Soapy does his best to be on the wrong side of the law. To commit any crime, he does his best. He tries three tricks, but all in vain. So what were those three tricks? Let us read. Soapy wants to go to Blackwell Island prison for cold winter months for shelter. Okay, now he wanted to go to prison, that is Blackwell Island prison, so that he could spend his cold winter months there. He knows that to achieve that he would have to commit some type of crime. Now he knew that if he will commit some type of crime, only in that case he could go to prison. He knows the best and most fulfilling way to achieve his goal is to eat at a very fancy restaurant and later tell them that he doesn't have any money. So now what he thought that he would go to a restaurant, a very good fancy restaurant, and then eat there a lot of food and later tell them that he doesn't have any money to pay their bills. That act would get him to the place he wants in no time. This plan backfires when the waiter at the fancy Broadway's restaurant recognizes Soapy to be a poor homeless man because of the state of his shoes. Now what happened? Soapy decided to go in a fancy restaurant and eat food there, and later on he would deny that he don't have any money to pay their bills. But his plan backfires. His plan doesn't work. Why? Because the waiter of the restaurant recognizes Soapy to be a poor homeless man. He recognizes Soapy that he could not pay the bills of the restaurant and he didn't allow him to enter the restaurant. See, he gets gently but firmly led out of the hotel. He tries again by throwing a rock at a glass window. Now, after getting out of the restaurant, what Soapy did? Soapy tries again by throwing a rock at a glass window. Okay, he threw a rock at glass window. Hearing the noise, a cop does come immediately but doesn't suspect Soapy of the crime. Now, when Soapy broke the glass window, a cop came immediately, but he doesn't suspect Soapy of the crime. He doesn't thought that Soapy has done the crime. His logic is that the person who would throw a stone at a window would not stand calmly but run. So what the cop was thinking? The cop was thinking that if a person has thrown a stone on a window, then he would not stand there so that the cop would come and would catch him. The person who would do so would run and only run. So Soapy's second attempt at completing his goal goes without fruit. So his second attempt was also failed. He attempts again when he sees another restaurant. Now he tries again. This restaurant is not as fancy as the first one and the food is not that good. but it would get him arrested anyway, so it would do. Thinking that, he enters the restaurant and orders a large meal. After eating, when he says that he doesn't have any money to pay the bill, the manager and the waiter of the restaurant throw him out harshly instead of calling the police. Thus, this attempt fails too. Now, what happened? For the third attempt, Soapy goes to a restaurant which was not as fancy as the first one, and he ordered a big meal, a large meal, and after eating he said that he doesn't have money to pay the bill. The manager and the waiter threw him out of the restaurant, but they didn't call the police and he didn't get arrested. So this plan was also failed. Now, he has a fear that no cop will ever catch him. Soapy desperately wants to get arrested because winter was coming, it was arriving. It is the only way, according to him, to seek shelter and survive in relative comfort during winter. Now, according to Soapy, getting arrested and going in prison was the only way to get a shelter and survive in comfort during winter season. Otherwise, he would have to swallow his pride and get his life together again and ask for help at the local shelters. Okay? Thus, when the three most comfortable and efficient ways to get arrested go without any result, he feels depressed and frightened. Now, what happened after failure? Okay, he tried 3 times, but all 3 times he was failed. So, after his failure, he was so depressed and he was scared too. Frightened means scared. For Soapy, now prison seemed like a happy dream which could not be achieved. He looks at the people in fur coats and decides not to give up just yet. Now, for him, the prison was a place, it was like a happy dream for him to go to a prison. He looks at the people around him in fur coats, okay, the coats which have fur, and decides not to give up just yet, and decided that he would not give up. Soapy tries to get arrested twice again but fails. Now after trying 3 times, he tries again, but again he fails. See how. Soapy decides to try and get arrested again. His desire to live a comfortable winter in prison drives him to attempt getting arrested a few more times. An idea strikes him as he sees some cops in front of a big theater. He starts acting as if he is drunk and making loud gestures and a lot of noise. He wants to be arrested for causing a nuisance. Now what Soapy did, he started creating a scene in front of a big theater. He drunk himself and made loud gestures and lot of noise because he wanted himself to be arrested by the cop for causing nuisance. So it was his fourth trial. Okay. The policemen assume he is a drunk college kid and ignore his antics. Now, his plan failed. How? Because the policemen this time also assumed that Soapy was a drunk college boy or college kid and ignored his behavior. They have orders to do so. He tries again by stealing an umbrella from a man nearby. Now he tried again to get arrested, and what he did this time? He stole an umbrella from a man who was standing nearby. When the man catches him, Soapy asks him to call the police. It turns out that the umbrella did not belong to that man either and was left by someone. The man thinks Soapy was the owner of the umbrella and apologizes to him. Thus, this try goes to waste. Now what he did, he stole an umbrella from a man and wanted the man to call the police for stealing the umbrella. But what happened? The opposite. The man this time thought that the umbrella belongs to Soapy himself. He thought that it was Soapy's umbrella and he left him. So this time also his try went in waste. Okay. Soapy is reminded of his childhood home and mother and resolves to turn his life around for good. Soapy walks by his childhood home and looks at the lights inside. He feels nostalgic and is reminded of his childhood days, which were innocent when he did not know the harsh realities of the world and had his mother to protect and love him. Now, what happened? Soapy passed through his childhood home and he reminded his mother and those childhood days. He realized that how innocent his childhood was when he had his mother to protect and love him, and he never knew that what would be the harsh reality of the world. Being reminded of his mother wakes his conscience, and Soapy decides to turn his life around for the better. He decides to clean up his act and approach the man who had once offered him a job. Now, what happened? Soapy reminded of his mother, and reminding his mother, he realized his mistakes and he realized whatever he was doing was wrong. And then he decided to turn his life in a better way. He decided to clean up all the mess he has created in his life, and he approached that man who had once offered him a job. He wants to lead a life that his mother would be proud of and work hard. Now he realized that he should live such a life that he could make his mother proud. He wants to achieve this goal and lead a normal life again. Now he was totally changed. Now he doesn't want to go to prison. He wants to work hard and wanted to make his mother proud. He wants to have a home and a job again. He wants to make an honest living and stop being lazy and useless. Now he wanted to change himself completely. Feeling an arm on his shoulder, Soapy finds a cop with whom he gets into trouble. Now what happened? Soapy is looking at his old house and living in the memories of good old days. He wanted to have a good honest life with a job where he can work hard and achieve something in his life. At that exact moment, Soapy feels a hand on his shoulder. Now, what happened? There was a complete change in Soapy's life. Now he wanted to change his behavior. Now he wanted to change himself completely, and he wanted to work hard and live a good, honest life. But at that exact moment, he feels a hand on his shoulder. He turns around to find a cop looking at him with suspicion, with doubt. From the perspective of the police officer, Soapy is a man who could be planning to rob the house he is looking at. Now, what happened? Soapy was looking at his old house, old childhood house. Suddenly, a man came and Soapy found a hand on his shoulder. Who was the man? The man was the cop. Okay, he was the cop. And the cop thought that Soapy is a man who is a thief and who was trying and thinking and making a plan to rob the house he was looking at. When he asked Soapy what he was doing in the neighborhood, Soapy, who is now righteous, who is right, starts to argue, which is a bad idea. The cop leads him away, and the next day the judge sends him to 3 months in prison on Blackwell's Island. Now, what happened? Completely opposite. When Soapy was trying to go to prison, nobody arrested him. No cop arrested him. Everybody was finding him innocent. But when he was actually innocent and when he was completely changed, at that time the cop thought that he was the culprit, and the cop took him to the judge and judge sends him to 3 months in prison on Blackwell's Island. Understood? This was your story. So what is the moral of the story? Although all of us do wrong things in life, everybody does wrong things in our life, there are times when we realize what we are doing is wrong. The important thing is to realize one's mistakes and make efforts to be somebody in the world. As they say, better late than never. Okay, so this is the moral, that the important thing in life is to realize our mistakes. okay, and correct them. So there is a saying also, better late than never. So dear students, this was your lesson number 4, the cop and the anthem. I hope you understood it. So your homework is you have to read this lesson again yourself, okay, from your book, that is An Alien Hand. Now we shall discuss homework solution of lesson 9, participles. So this is your exercise number 1. Underline the participles in the following sentences. What you have to do? We have to underline the participles. That can be present participle, past participle or perfect participle. Okay. The first sentence is, we saw a man leading a monkey. Leading is the participle, so underline it. I met him coming down the street. Coming is the participle, so underline coming. Third, mounting his horse, the soldier rode away. Mounting is the participle, so underline it. Fourth, clapping its hands for joy, the child laughed loudly. Clapping is the participle, so underline clapping. Fifth, I can hear him singing a song. Singing is the participle, underline singing. Sixth, singing in a chorus, we went on our way. Singing. Seventh, I pity that woman carrying such a heavy load on her head. Carrying is the participle, so underline carrying. Eighth, the boys playing in the Maidan had a merry time. Playing is participle, so underline it. Ninth, waving their handkerchiefs, the people cheered the president. Waving is the participle, so underline waving. 10th, they heard the people ringing the bells. Ringing is the participle, so underline ringing. Now this is exercise number 2. Underline the present and past participles in the following sentences and state the noun or pronoun to which each refers. What you have to do in this exercise, you have to underline the present or past participle and then you have to tell the noun or pronoun to which those participles refers. So see the first sentence, walking along the road he saw a cobra. Walking is the participle which is referring to the pronoun, that is he. Second, hearing the noise he looked through the window. Hearing is the participle which is referring to the pronoun he. Third, deceived by his friends he lost all his hopes. So deceived is past participle which is referring to the pronoun he. Staggering back, he sank to the ground. Staggering is present participle which is referring to pronoun he. Fifth, landing at Calais, we proceeded to Paris. Landing is present participle which is referring to pronoun we. Having no guide with us, we lost our way. Having is present participle which is referring to pronoun we. Driven by hunger, he stole a piece of bread. Driven is past participle which is referring to pronoun he. I saw the boy posting the letter. Posting is present participle referring to the noun boy. I saw the letter posted. Posted is past participle referring to the noun letter. Surrounded by the enemy, the army was forced to surrender. Surrounded is past participle referring to enemy. 11th, a soldier wounded in the war came limping by. Wounded is past participle referring to soldier. Taking pity on the mouse, the magician turned it into a cat. Taking is present participle referring to magician. So this is your exercise number 3 in which you have to state the sentence is correct or not. If it is correct, then you have to tell the noun or pronoun to which the participle refers. And if it is incorrect, then you have to correct them. Okay. So the first sentence is, wishing to borrow a book. He called on me yesterday. This sentence is correct because the participle wishing refers to the pronoun he. The second sentence is returning from the theater, it began to rain. This sentence is incorrect because it is not known who was returning from the theater. The noun or pronoun to which participle returning refers is not mentioned. So the correct form of the sentence is when we were returning from the theater, it began to rain. Third sentence is bitten at every point, the enemy fled from the field. This sentence is correct. The participle bitten refers to the noun enemy. Fourth, running across the road, the child fell. This sentence is also correct because the participle running is referring to the noun child. Fifth sentence is while cleaning the cage, the bird escaped. The sentence is wrong. Why? The sentence reads as if the bird was cleaning the cage. It should be corrected as follows. While I was cleaning the cage, the bird escaped. Okay. Next, walking along the street, a 100 rupee note was found. The sentence is incorrect. The noun or pronoun to which participle walking should refer is not mentioned. The sentence reads as if a 100 rupee note was walking along the street. It should be corrected as follows. Walking along the street, I found a 100 rupee note, or when I was walking along the street, a 100 rupee note was found. Seventh one is surrounded by the enemy, the battle was lost. This sentence is incorrect. The noun or pronoun to which the participle surrounded refers is not mentioned. The correct sentence would be surrounded by the enemy, they lost the battle. Next, standing on the top of the hill, the eye roams over a beautiful landscape. This statement is wrong. The participle standing does not refer to the noun eye. The correct sentence would be if one stands on the top of the hill, the eye roams over a beautiful landscape. So this is your last exercise in which you have to underline the gerunds or circle the present participle. Okay, I remember reading the book long ago. Here in this sentence, reading is a gerund. Okay, so I have underlined it. Second, preparing the meal required only a short time. Preparing is a gerund. Third, I do not like working these sums. Working is gerund. Fourth, I saw Mr. Patel running for a bus. Running is a present participle, so underline it. Fifth, running for a bus, he slipped and fell. Running is a gerund, so underline it. Sixth, the boys love swimming in the sea. Swimming is gerund, so underline it. Seventh, a great wave came rolling towards the boat. So rolling is a present participle, so circle it. Next, we met a woman carrying a heavy load. Carrying is a present participle, so circle it. Ninth, feeling quite secure, the burglar slept soundly. Feeling is also present participle, so circle it. 10th, hearing the noise, he ran to the window. Hearing is also a present participle, so circle it. So that's all for today's video. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, then kindly like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.